During these bleak economic times with the stock market in free fall, businesses of all sizes in trouble, and layoffs a fact of life, Vault went to Wall Street to ask workers how their professional and personal lives are being affected.
Everyone's in a panic mode right now. You see it in the stock market's volatility. So I guess on a day-to-day or minute-to-minute basis, I get to see a lot of it. So I guess it just creates a little bit of anxiety, a little bit of pressure.
I think everybody's on edge. I think everybody's nervous, and certainly in a business like advertising, if the economy goes down, the first place people look to cut are things like advertising.
For a lot of us who feel like we're performing at a very high level, our job security is not stable, and that's frustrating and upsetting and scary.
We're on pins and needles because we don't know what shoe is going to drop next, what's going to happen to our company, and whether or not we'll still have a job.
Given the economic situation right now, I think everybody is a little bit scared. If you're concerned about losing your job right now, sit down with your manager or someone in your department and say, what exactly do we need to accomplish? Make sure that your goals are very clear. You don't want to be spending time on issues or projects that are not vital to the business right now, because those will be the first to be cut.
Job Talk also asked people how the downturn is affecting their personal expenditures.
I think every dollar has to count at this point, so frivolous spending has pretty much gone by the wayside. Those 3 o'clock coffees in the afternoon are no more. Bringing lunch to work is pretty much a must at this point, and any little cutbacks that I can make, I've been doing.
I've even cut down in Starbucks, normally Starbucks, cup of coffee. I've gone down to maybe going to those carts, where it's a lot cheaper.
I live in Brooklyn, so I usually take cabs home, and I've been taking the subway like late at night a little bit more often now than I used to.
I plan on having my boyfriend move in with me so that we can share the expense of the rent.
I was considering, getting a new car this year, and obviously I'm going to hold off on that until things kind of settle down.
We're still spending on groceries and things like that because you got to eat. But we aren't necessarily going to restaurants as much. We're not doing things like that as much, maybe events or, we're just being more cognizant of what we do.
And finally, are employees now reconsidering their 401k plans?
I continue to invest in the 401k because at least now I'm buying in at a lower price. So hopefully that in the long run should even out the losses that I've taken in the past year.
My husband has a 401k, and I actually talked to him about maybe not putting any more money into it and doing something else with the money, putting it into a savings account that's guaranteed. And because the truth is no one knows what may happen in the future and whether that money is going to be secure.
I haven't made any changes yet, but it's definitely negative percentage on the return for the 401k, yeah.
I've made some changes and adjustments, but overall I'm not too worried about it just yet, considering that I'm relatively young, so I'm not trying to retire right away.
When it comes to 401k plans, it's really important to continue to make contributions. Many times employees decide to go ahead and stop if they're trying to cut back, and it's really not wise because your 401k is your retirement. And so you need to make consistent contributions, and even if you're worried that the market is going down, realize the market goes down, the market goes up, but over time it has always historically gone up. And so it's really not a good idea to pull out of the market and stop investing.